Welcome back to Across Louisiana. You know, there's so many great works being done here in the greater Baton Rouge area by the fine organization 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge. And the 100 touches so many aspects of our life here. And here to tell us about a few of those is John F. Smith. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you, Niels. We appreciate the opportunity to come and share with you. We also appreciate what Cox does to help this community become a greater community.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, 100 Black Men of Metropolitan Baton Rouge recognizes the need for making a positive difference in the lives of especially of the African American youth and the inner city youth within our community. We think it's important to do that through four major areas. Mentoring, obviously, education, health and wellness, and economic development. When we first looked at education, though, we decided not to take a traditional route around education, but recognizing that all the data says that a person with a college degree earns 75% more of a lifetime than a person who does not have a college degree. That with education, we can change things. So we decided to focus on the ACT Prep Academy as one way to impact education, because we see that we have great institutions here in the region, but if you don't meet the necessary requirements,
That's right.
then you don't have access to those institutions. Access and opportunity are the key things that help a person do better in life. So our ACT Prep, and we call it an academy because when we first started, it was just a traditional thing, let's talk about the test. But then we began to recognize that there are four major components that must take place. Is working with the students, but not just on the academic information, but on test taking skills, tips, and strategies. But then we realized that parents needed some assistance, so we added a parent component. Then we added another component that says let's give them access to the institutions themselves, but also through opportunities to help them with the financial management, financial literacy side of it, access to the grants, the loans, the whole FAFSA process.
Right.
So now what we have is a comprehensive program. That's why we call it an academy.
It's really an amazing tool for people to use out there. I know I have a daughter who's a senior in high school
Yes.
right now, and I'm dealing with many of these same issues
Yes.
myself right
Yes.
now. And even for somebody who's sort of familiar with the process, it can be confusing, and you know, to have someone to help explain all that and sort of make that easier is really a huge asset to people here in the greater Baton Rouge area.
And you're right, and that's what it's really designed for, because I'll give you a little overview of what happens. The first thing that happens is we do a parent-student orientation such that everyone understands the expectation. Then there's an 8-week session, which is on Mondays and Wednesdays on the campus of Southern University, Tuesdays and Thursdays on the campus of LSU. You say, why do that? Well, we say we want to start with the end in mind. When we can put students on university campuses, they see the end. They begin to feel like, oh yes, this is where I want to be. Then we do a parent workshop, and at the parent workshop we bring in experts from the institutions from higher education, we bring in persons from FAFSA, we bring in admissions officers and all of that to say, let's talk about this whole process. Many parents don't understand it. Many parents don't know that the application process begins in November.
Right.
Quite often we think we'll do this in the February, March, and May, and time frames like that. We spend the 8 weeks in the classroom with teachers, in many cases, who come from high schools, and some come from the college ranks to really talk about the tips, the strategies. Also be experts in the English and also in the math and the science areas. We partner with Mastery Prep to get a curriculum from them, which we feel is very good in drilling down into the things that are necessary.
It's a great heads up for people to learn about this and to hit the ground running with it. We got about 30 seconds left. We don't want to leave out the gala. Tell us a little bit about that.
Also our gala, which is going to be on January the 15th, is our major fundraiser for all of our programs. So we want to let the community know that January 15th we will have our gala. If they would like to get more information, they can call our office at 356-9444.
Fantastic. John, thanks so much for coming on.
Okay,
Tell us all about it. Great work you're doing.
Okay. All right.
Well, they're out there right now helping keep you safe from Medicare fraud. It's the Senior Medicare Patrol. Take a look, everyone.
The Senior Medicare Patrol is federally funded by the Administration for Community Living. And in Louisiana, we're sponsored by EQ Health Solutions. Our mission is to empower Medicare beneficiaries, their families, and caregivers to prevent, detect, and report fraud, abuse, and waste through outreach, counseling, and education.
And they're telling us out of the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services in Washington that anywhere from 60 to 100 billion, that's with a B, is lost by fraud, abuse, error, and waste each year in this nation. That's an eye-opener. All I know is good medicine. All I know are physicians who practice good medicine, but there are some that are not, and there are people who will take advantage of your Medicare number and buy all sorts of things with it.
In Louisiana, we have over 800,000 Medicare beneficiaries. We have 3 full-time staff with a limited budget. It's a grant program. We have 46 wonderful volunteers, but 800,000 people to reach with the few numbers that we have to support the program is daunting. So volunteers are critical for us to reach the Medicare beneficiaries across the entire state.
We are looking for someone who is not afraid to stand up in front of a group and maybe give a 15 to 20 minute presentation on Medicare fraud prevention. They talk to them about protecting their Medicare summary notice, detecting fraud, waste, and abuse on their Medicare summary notices, and then how to report that. We're also looking for volunteers who like to work at health fairs, where they stand at a booth and they hand out literature, giveaways. We provide all of that information for them.
Well, in my particular case, I answered an ad about Spanish-speaking volunteers for SMP. One of my favorite programs is Social Security and Medicare. The costs are very high, and incrementally every year goes up higher and higher. And if fraud is one of the reasons, then I will do whatever is necessary to help. I can utilize my intelligence, my knowledge, my experience, my organizational skills, and if I don't have any of those, then I can acquire them because I'm dealing with people that are very capable. They are able to tell you exactly, well, this is what you can do, this is what's going to happen, this is the result. At the same time, some of the younger people are more knowledgeable about Medicare activities that I am not.
When that Medicare notice comes in, hopefully you can check the date, know the doctor that you saw is the doctor who's listed, and that the service that was given to you, you received, and the tests that you went to take, and the procedure, and even the hospital you were admitted to is accurate, and that you care. And if you find that it isn't, that's something you should take up with the provider, or either your plan, or if you're not satisfied with that, or you can't get an answer for it that's clear to you, that you contact the Senior Medicare Patrol for them to investigate. Because I think that not only is it fraud and abuse, it's also error and waste.
It's just very simple. Look at your bill. Now, I've been looking at my bills forever because it's my money, but your money, which is basically what I'm looking out for now, and you know, the federal government doesn't have any money. This is the taxpayer money that we need to watch out for.
We have found that retired professionals are a good fit for this type of work and the type of volunteers that are important to this program. If you feel that you can help us, we would greatly appreciate you calling our toll-free number, 877-272-8720, and talk with us. You can also go to our website, stopmedicarefraudla.org, and complete a questionnaire, read more about our program, or look at some of the testimonies from other volunteers and get more information about our organization.
When we come back on Across Louisiana, we'll talk arts, find out what's the latest from CeeLo Productions. Don't miss it.